Hello, happy Friday. Because that's us managed to get to Friday, which is amazing, I think. It's been a beautiful day here. A bit cloudy this morning, but the sunshine came out this afternoon and it's been a bit roasty toasty actually. So, lovely day. Carlina's doing well. She's progressing nicely. Hopefully still coming home on Tuesday. The bed is in position for Heather to come and stay, and that's all going quite nicely. Janine is in Aiken, obviously, and very excitingly, she's been asked to go out and hunt tomorrow morning. Not quite so excitingly, it starts at 7 in the morning, that is. So she'll go out and do a little touch of that, because that's what she really is supposed to have been doing all along, but it's all fallen by the wayside with all our extra activities we've got going on here. So her house is coming up beautifully. The tree removal, she's just practicing, like building barns. When she practiced down in South Carolina, she's just practicing stump removal at the moment, because we've got lots of stumps to be removed. So once she's perfected that, we'll allow her to be let loose on Goldie's, and she can perfect it to her heart's desire, because we're coming down with tree stumps. The weather is supposed to be really very nice over the weekend. Well, as long as you don't mind it in the 60s on Sunday. That to me is personally just far too big a jump, but hey, we shall get there. Bow's been working on just clearing away all the dust, dirt, tree limbs, branches, anything, leaves, you name it, that have gathered on the driveway, and it just peels back another layer, and it looks really lovely. It really does. So much dust, and that's the downside of having to put down sand to counteract the ice, is that the dust goes absolutely everywhere. So it all has to be dealt with. Not out of the woods yet, because it's not uncommon to have a lovely big snowstorm in April, but we're getting there. And yes, a 92, Jane, that's disgusting. That's far too much. And it's not even summer. Ooh. So we have lots of things just ticking along over the weekend in our usual no rhyme nor reason nor schedule. Wallace, I'm hoping, is coming this evening, and he should be picking up his saddle. He didn't manage to come last night, but he should be picking up his saddle and bringing it with him, because we want to get Humility under saddle, and we want to get Willow under saddle, just to see how she performs, because it's quite unusual to have a 14-year-old horse that hasn't been backed, unless she's been a broodmare all her life. So one never can tell. So that's something we're going to do. Where did you bring the little microphones?
No, I'm pretty sure I brought them down here last night and gave them to you because Wallace was coming down.
Yeah, and then I put them on the mantelpiece.
The mantelpiece? Ah!
Well, why do you think I put them on the mantelpiece?
So that I couldn't find them?
No, so the dogs didn't eat them, silly. Yeah, so they're on the mantelpiece.
Why didn't you tell me that before I went to get them?
Where do we keep the car keys?
Any number of places, darling.
On the mantelpiece, so the dogs don't get them. That's rude.
What? Happy Friday, everyone.
Nothing is that's really rude. Off you go. Honestly, so bad mannered. Anyway, so they're on the mantelpiece. Are you going to get them?
I suppose so.
I can't believe you didn't think to look there.
Inferred, yeah, like in your tone and demeanour. Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't check the mantelpiece. That was just silly. I mean, everybody knows anything that's edible goes on the mantelpiece, because there's a reasonable chance. Because only Arlo can get up there. Thank you. Anyway, so that's what we're hoping to do over the weekend, is video Wallace. And one of the reasons this is important is, firstly, these are not our horses, and so we take the videos and we send them to the lady from Hidden Pond who has rescued these thoroughbreds, and those videos then show a line of progression from when the animal obviously first came in, when Wallace has been working with them. And I think you'll notice that when Wallace trains, it's the same. We try and mirror the same treatment for the horses on the ground, you know, when we're putting them in and out of stalls, when we're handling them, in the same way that Wallace handles them. So there's a lot of very calm voices. I do raise my voice to that white goat because he's an absolute pain in the ass. But calm voices, we use the same sort of language. We, if you want them to move faster, you go, and they take off, sometimes explosively, but that's something that we're working on. So the horses are very definitely treated in the same way. Wallace trains them beautifully, really beautifully, in a very gentle and very considered fashion. We video it because we've obviously got nothing to hide, and it is super to be able to send out to people who are potentially looking at volunteering a home, adopting the horses, and it gives the person a good record as to where they've come from, what issues we've ironed out, how we've handled them, and our expectation for them being handled going forward. So it's a really, really super situation to be in, to be able to show this level of progression. We do have, it's very kind of Jeannie and Paul, they do transfer the videos online from the camera, but when they're specific training videos, you'll probably hear me, I stand and I video Wallace, and we have a discussion through the microphones, so it picks up. Wallace's training is very subtle, so it's picked up better via the microphone rather than the microphone on the camera, because as you'll know, there's not a lot of talking. It's sounds and body positioning, and the horses respond fantastically. So that's what we're trying to achieve for Wallace, and as an aid memoir for when these horses go into new homes. So it's quite an important process, and it's also quite an interesting one to watch. And it's nice seeing the horses that we've had Humility in since the end of last year. I think he was November, and Noel's been with us since December. And you know, it's a slow process, but we work through it and we just keep going. So there. The other interesting thing is that these horses are also, the training is provided via a grant, and it's important also to be able to show to the association that commits the grant money to the training of these thoroughbreds, because they're off the track thoroughbreds. It's important to be able to show exactly what we're doing and our success rate. So that is all part and parcel of you know, doing the best we possibly can for Phyllis's horses and our own horses, because it gives them a change of pace, a change of life, and allows them to go into homes and be utilised in a fashion that most people can deal with. Because when you have horses that come in and they've got behavioural issues, or they've not been trained in a certain discipline, like, you know, trail riding, those horses are, it's difficult to ask people to take them on if they're, you know, completely green, they're completely fresh off the racetrack, because nobody needs to get on a horse expecting to go on a pleasant trail ride and find out that it then becomes a racetrack and you're clinging to its back. That's not fun at all. So it's super. It's working out well for Wallace, it's working out well for Hidden Pond, it's working out well for horse rescue, and it's working out really well for these horses. So that's what we've got going on there. We're trying to get into more of a schedule to say Wallace will be training here, this will be happening there. We're not quite there, as you might have noticed. Things come up. There's just so much going on at the moment that we're not quite in that flow, but we'll get there. So, but the beautiful thing is that Janine and Paul do record the sessions and they do put them onto their YouTube channel, which is very much appreciated. So we also have, and I need to get the names because I will do a post about this on Facebook. We have a gentleman who works in a school and they have carrots and cucumbers and lettuce, and they always have extra. And he asked if we would like them for our animals, at which point we said, yes, certainly, don't mind if we do. Thank you so very much. So he will take them into the Legion and Pam will bring them into us. So they'll go to both Goldie's and to Meredith. Obviously with carrots, when you're feeding carrots, they have to be cut down into little small chunks so that we don't have any chokage. And that's something that we're going to be doing. So that's very exciting. So that's the rabbits covered, the goats covered, the horses covered, the donkeys covered, and maybe see if we've got something that can tempt the cows as well. So that's much appreciated to this gentleman and his wife. But I will do a post thanking them so we can all join together and say thank you. The tractor is going away today. Pam's I was about to say gentleman friend, but he's not. He's her partner and fiance and all-round wonderful person, Jeff. He has just bought the filters, the oil filters and the air filters for the tractor. He's got a trailer. He's going to be picking it up this evening and he's going to take it home with him for a bit of TLC. He's going to service it basically. Now, I'd like to say that I know what that involves, but I do know it's something to do with filters because he's bought them, and it's going to come back healthier and better than when it left. So that's very much appreciated. So he will be down at some point this evening, and so not to worry if you see the tractor taking a little wander up the driveway. Now, what else is going on? It will be our usual busy self. We'll have our volunteers down over the weekend to come in and work with the donkeys. Nick and I are going to be working on Meredith with Kate on Saturday morning. We're wanting to make sure that all the hay bag hooks are up and in position and move through that because the weather's getting better. Everybody's outside and we don't like to be messing around with our hay. Hay is a very precious commodity and a very expensive commodity, and it's also a donated commodity. So we make sure that we use hay bags and we have the least amount of wastage possible. And this is another reason why I do not put out any more hay in the morning in that arena, because there is hay on the ground and they do not clean it up. So I'm having thoughts about how to best address that, because I don't put out more hay. I try and get them to eat what's already there. Donkeys don't eat the highest quality hay purely because it's too calorific for them. So they can jolly well go in there and start cleaning up some of the hay. There's an awful lot of residue left, and that's something that we need to address, just to make sure that we're being very careful with donations, careful with the hay, and making sure we're as efficient as possible. I will be having stern words with the donkeys in particular, but so far they haven't been listening, so not good. And yes, our hay does come from Canada. That'll be an interesting. We'll see how that all pans out. So Sizzle came out with Nick and I. We went to the co-op. We went to Meredith. So she's been out round about. Penny and Larky have been outside all day. Penny lies and sunbathes in the paddock. It's hysterical. And Larky tries to get her to move to come and play, and she just lies there. And he's like, seriously? She's like, this is delightful. So they're having a super time. Sizzle is, she likes coming out and about. She's our grand old lady. She just jumps in the car, and I've got a nice picture of her surveying everything that she can see round about her. So that's wonderful. And Carlene will just be working on getting better at her walking, etc., etc. And then we should be in pretty good shape for moving forward when she comes home on Tuesday. So that will be nice. Right. I can't think of it if there's anything else going on. Oh, yeah, there was a lot of discussion as to whether or not we should have brought in a second calf. Now, the problem is calves don't stay calves for very long. They become adults, as we can see with Elvis. And I have spoken with the gentleman who bred and looked after our Miss Jemmy for the first 6 months of her life, and this is actually a situation that most cows find themselves in. They're weaned from their mothers, and they move on into another herd. A herd of 2 is actually not uncommon, and sadly actually a herd of 1 is actually pretty common as well. People keep a cow in the backyard. Same with our donkeys. We don't like donkeys being by themselves. It's actually quite a sad situation when you see a animal on its own. Although I will say there are some donkeys that we have had come in who really, a bit like our goat actually, prefer not to be in the company of other donkeys. It's just a weird thing. But our standard that we really try to adhere to is donkeys go out in pairs, either to a home that has an existing donkey or as a pair. So it's exceptionally important to try and make sure that the animal is well situated for a happy life going forward. So Jemmy is actually, she's inquisitive, she's getting friendlier, she's getting more confident, and it would be lovely to have a second calf, but it's not really necessary, because she'll be an adult soon enough, and the same sort of behaviours as Elvis. And I don't know, I mean, it's very difficult. Where do you stop bringing in animals to accommodate other animals? So we have 2 cows, and then we would bring in a third, and the third cow, we would have to wait for 6 months to bring it in. And then, that's pretty problematic. And it's funny because Hilda's just said, will Angus ever be part of that loop? And yes, he will. We've at the moment, because we've got all of the animals mixed in together with the 3 big horses, the animals are all pretty separate. But I think there's a good chance that Angus, who's full of nonsense, let's face it, he could interact really nicely with her. The white goat gets on just fine with her. The horned goats don't really bother with her. And Elvis goes through stages where he's extremely protective of her, and other stages when he just can't be bothered. So, it's a tricky thing. We do try to do our best to accommodate all the animals' needs, to the highest standards, but we take advice from people who are experts in that field, and I could guarantee comfortably that Mr. Snow Valley Farm, there's absolutely no way he would have allowed us to take his cow home if he hadn't done his due diligence. He wasn't aware, he was fully aware. We took Elvis down so that she had a companion coming up, and obviously Maybelline had a companion going down. And it's important to try and accommodate their needs. But I think at this precise moment in time, both Snow Valley Farm and ourselves feel that this is a suitable situation. And you have to remember, animals have a different hierarchy, they have a different set of needs. And while I think we very much transfer our human sensibilities onto animals, sometimes it's actually a case of they're adaptable. and they're comfortable in situations where maybe if it was, people, it wouldn't be quite such a comfortable situation. So, given that, it's always interesting to hear other people's points of views. Ta-da! Did you find them?
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you. It's always interesting to hear other people's points of views, and we do take them into consideration because when you're aiming for best practice, you have to think about what you're doing and the way other people view it. And thank you.
Excuse me, I'm really tired. I don't know why. I haven't done anything all day.
And you've spilt stuff on your cup. You're a disgrace. Goodness gracious. So that's what we're up to. There was something else I was going to tell you there, and I totally forgot because the husband's come in the room and totally distracted me.
Have that effect on women.
Yeah. Do you really?
Yes, darling. Yeah. You may not be aware of it, but
No, she's not.
you're probably immune to it.
I'm probably immune to it. Totally immune to it. So you need to turn that off. You're calling something, honestly.
I'm calling the UK, actually.
Oh my gosh, how long has that been on for?
A minute.
You're a pest. Honestly. Right, he's back.
I'm going to be quiet now.
Okay, jolly good. Excellent. Behave. Sounds like a trailer coming down the hill. Right, let's go through questions quickly.
Should I go and do the farm?
Yeah. Pam might come in. It's Pam, and that's for the trailer, the tractor.
What are they doing with the tractor?
They're taking it away to service it, darling.
It's a nice truck.
It is. That's his pride and joy. It's always shiny and clean. That's why he doesn't let Pam.
Gosh.
That's why he doesn't let Pam bring it to the farm.
Not daft.
No.
I bet he's going to get into trouble though for driving it too fast down the driveway.
Oh, did he? No, he's very careful. Oh, that was Bow did the power blowing today. He's super. Linda, if there's a box, I shall get to it over the weekend and bring it down to here. Sorry about that. Yeah. People liked my daily doggy this morning, darling.
I didn't see it.
Oh, it was a really quick one.
Right. Oh, is it the one about... I didn't realise that was even the daily doggy. It was
See?
that quick.
It was that quick.
Yeah.
There's Pam coming. What? Through the door, Pam? No, it's not. Nick's letting you in. Here comes Pam. Carlene's doing just fine. She's getting better every day.
You can also come in that way.
This way?
No, that way.
Oh my god, you guys got such...
Language, Pamela!
I said, oh my god.
You said, oh my gosh.
Gosh.
Pamela has Pamela has brought wreaths
From Wreaths Across America for the goats.
for Pam and Paul.
Coral and Paul.
Oh,
Coral and Paul.
can I go for a wee sleep as well? Coral and Paul, they run Wreaths Across America. Will you explain what Wreaths Across America is? Because it's lovely.
Why don't you sit down?
God, I wish Coral was here for this. Coral, listen. If you're listening, don't kill me. So,
Penny, out.
hi Penny.
Out.
Coral and Paul have brought Wreaths Across America to Middleton. And what it is we purchase wreaths for all our veterans in the cemetery. And every year in December, we get these wreaths from Maine, which is, there's nothing on them whatsoever.
No fire retardant.
No fire, no nothing. They're all, and look at, this is from December.
Yeah, it's still in great condition.
What is it, 14th or 16th or something?
Mm-hmm.
And they still look good, and we picked them up.
Smells good.
They still smell good. And we lay these on our veterans' gravestones in the cemetery. I don't know how many, Coral, so don't kill me, but there's probably like 600. in Middleton and Oakdale, and they brought it to Middleton, and so that's what we do every year. And then we go and we pick them up, and when we pick them up, we bring them as a nice little candy for the goats and the sheep at Meredith,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm here for.
And nothing goes to waste.
And nothing goes to waste, and they love it.
And Race Across America, that's a non-profit, isn't it?
It's non-profit, yeah.
It's a non-profit.
And actually, if anybody wants to learn about Race Across America,
Mm-hmm.
Coral, you need to dig in on this if you're online. Put the date down. The Race Across America mobile
Truck.
truck
Yeah.
will be at Market Basket
Oh,
in Middleton, and it's incredible. So, Coral, if you're there, just kind of dig in and give us a date because I forget.
now, Race Across America is obviously all across America. So
Yes, it's everywhere.
It's in all states. So,
Yeah.
Coral and Paul, they just run the one in Middleton, which is a
Yes.
big enough undertaking, quite frankly. But it's a really lovely thing because it's just it's such a nice memory, and it's so respectful for our fallen
Yes.
veterans.
And they've also gotten a tree. It looks like a Christmas tree, and we planted it in the cemetery. And people go and they hang dog tags with their loved one's name in it. Their loved one could be in Michigan,
Yeah.
but if you want to hang it on that tree, she's got dog tags there. And they also started. They're helping Dick Moody out, who runs Operation Troop Support, to get it going in Danvers.
Oh, that's super.
So yeah.
So not only did they bring it into here, into Middleton, they're now it's now spreading out.
Yep.
That's lovely.
Yep.
That's really super.
Yep.
It's a really large undertaking, but it's such a worthy one.
Absolutely.
Did they not do something on the 4th as well?
The 4th of July. 4th of what?
4th of July.
Um,
No, I thought there's.
No.
Well, it's obviously just something that takes up so much time because Coral is always working on this.
Yes, absolutely. She's huge into it.
Yeah, it's a super thing.
We'll get her bum down here and let her tell you
We
better.
will. And you are not coming in, Miss.
But why?
Because he's not allowed to eat things that can upset his stomach, and she has a terrible habit of picking up.
Kind of like Chance?
Yeah, and then taking them to her best buddy, and then we all get into trouble. It's
Kind
terrible.
of like Chance.
Kind of like Chance and Ali. Yes.
No, Chance.
And
I get it.
And Pam obviously has our very special Chance. He also has Ali, who is lovely. But Chance was Janine's down in Aiken, and in fact the Woods auction is on this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
And they've got mammoth donkeys. I was like, Janine, they've got mammoth donkeys, and she's like, I'm not going, because we obviously that's where Arthur came from, and Rufus came the year before. So that's always an exciting
Penny
auction
just
to
wants
go
to
to.
see.
Yeah.
She'll come in.
Okay.
She wants to see.
Yeah. Don't chew that, young lady. Okay, she wants to see.
She just
I'm
wants
just
to see.
waiting. She'll be in the secchi. So, and Pam is part of our board for Goldy's, and she's based mainly on Meredith,
Yes.
but she does flit back and forward down here, which is lovely. And I think Wallace is going to come and train tonight.
Oh, good.
Well, I'm hoping.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I think. And told you.
And Coral, and everybody missed Coral today on Meredith.
Oh.
They were all over her.
Oh, they came because she came down.
Because we went down and gave the wreaths to the sheep and the goats there. They were all over her.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
And Coral works with Pam and Meredith. She's also on our board, and she's been down on Fridays, and we normally see her 3 days a week. But it's lovely just to see her whenever we can.
All right, you're worse than Chance.
Yeah, I know. See, that's saying something. No wonder we'll be coming back. Yeah, and I was telling everybody about the gentleman who comes in, and he's bringing you in fresh produce.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So, and how grateful we are for that. But we'll do a post online,
Yeah, absolutely.
because that would be super.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that sounds like a tractor, doesn't it? Is the hay still? Well, yeah, the hay still comes from Canada at the moment. We might be growing our own.
Yeah.
Waving it in the air, drying it. Looks dry enough.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Oh, apparently the grocery stores will donate for non-profit their produce that's going out of date.
Oh, that's good to know.
I've never heard that. I tried all the, like the farm stand that's up in the 97.
Yeah.
I tried that, but they all compost, and they're like, yeah, no, we put it in compost. I was like, oh.
Yeah. I think we'll be having a lot of it. Oh, I left the box in my car. I got Jeff's car.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'll bring it down tomorrow.
It's quite funny sitting here and the wee tractor just goes pop, 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 pop. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know what we'll do.
Nick's out there helping him.
Yeah. No Carl yet. That's right. And yes, with Jamie and Angus probably will be in the herd together. That'll be chaos. Angus is a little aggressive. That's not aggression. That's
love.
boisterousness.
Yes, it's a boy. It's a man thing.
I know.
Nope.
And he's going to get gelded, so don't worry. That'll put a good stop to a lot of his shenanigans.
Uh-huh. I just tell everybody how wonderful Murph and Gertie are at Meredith.
They are.
They are. I introduced Murph to Coral today. He's so lovable.
But do you know what? This Chester's sitting in the corner going,
Chester
guys!
wants to see him. Yeah,
So
Chester
we're going
wants to be
I'm
over.
going to open up the back.
Good.
And then I'll speak to Janine about bringing Chester over because he's not got shoes on.
Yeah.
I think he and Murphy will get on really well.
Yeah.
They can share.
Murphy's incredible.
Yeah, they can share their brain cell.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
And Gertie's doing wonderful.
She's just a big baby.
She is so awesome.
Yeah, I love her.
She's a love.
She is a love, isn't she?
Yes.
No, there was not an outreach visit today. There was supposed to be one, but it didn't happen. And as a female with an older brother, I can totally understand the dynamic between Elvis and... I don't understand that at all. Oh, there's Coral. Hello, Coral. Who do I love? Oh, Nick? Yeah, I suppose so. Toleration,
Right.
and moderation. Pam's bringing the wreaths for the goats.
Uh-huh. Here I am.
Yeah? Shake that wreath. Shake that wreath. Whoa, whoa. Oh, nobody did the facility visit and we moved it. There we go, Linda. That's what we did. Gwen left. Yeah, I think she left early this morning. Everybody's saying hi, Pam.
I can't read all of them.
Look at Coral.
Coral's
She's
awesome.
a great job, Pam.
Aw.
Great job, Coral. 625.
Oh, okay. I was close. I had 600.
Yeah. Could have put a bet on it.
I know, right?
That wasn't bad. That was pretty good going, I think. What happens to the wire frame and the wire wrapping on the wreaths?
We disposed of them.
Yeah.
What we did at Meredith is
Yeah.
we took one of the posts that were down and we put all of the wreaths on the post.
Yeah.
And so they're eating off that, so that way
Yeah.
nobody steps on the wire frame
I better
after.
show people. It's actually, so these are quite specific. They're very chunky, if you can see that in there. And if they could eat that, and they're all attached to the big round one. And then it's like a C-clip that goes in here. So it's all one piece. So if anybody managed to eat that, it would be a blinking miracle.
And that's what we did. We put them all
Oh,
together.
look. That's very artistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a goat sampling,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
strangely enough.
Yeah, right?
So that's what happens to the wire. Can you recycle that wire? Or,
I don't know. Ask Coral.
Coral, do we recycle the wire? And she says, oh, thank you. So the information truck, and it's really interesting. It's got a great big, like, what do you call those things? Are they trailers?
It's a big semi truck.
Big semi-truck.
It opens up like an RV, but it's like an 18-wheeler.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's got a movie theater in there. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's very informative. So that will be in Massachusetts in the Market Basket in Middleton on the 24th.
April 24th. That's it.
Oh, there's people who support it.
Oh, great. Thank you.
They're saying, I don't understand this. They're saying more wonderful people associated with Goldie's Farm. They're including you in that.
Ah, see?
Oh,
Behind the scenes.
yeah, you should have known that. The wireframes are recycled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're really big and chunky. Thank you, Coral. They're saying she's smart. I think they're talking about the dog. It's Wanda.
Oh, Penny. Oh, Wanda or Penny?
Or Penny. Not us, just in
Not
case.
us.
Just in case you thought people
It's the
said
dogs.
in case you thought people said nice things.
Oh.
Penny wants to join in, yeah.
Yeah.
Penny comes in and she's a stinker. What she does is she's like, hi, 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 hi. You take her eyes off her for 1 minute. She's picked up something, disappears through there, and the next thing you turn around, Larky's got it.
Oh, that's what it. That's
It's
what
like
Chase does.
it's like tag teaming, honestly. Oh, Linda's brother is part of Race Across America as a member of the Civil Air Patrol.
Oh, nice.
That's lovely. Oh, Coral said it was so nice to be with the animals again. I missed them terribly. You certainly do. It's honestly funny. You don't realise just how big a part of your life they are,
Absolutely.
and then you can't get there for a day, and you're like, oh, something's missing.
Yeah.
Mud and manure. That's
Yeah.
what was missing. Yeah, we love her again.
Hi, Hilda.
Yeah. And Coral's saying hi to you as well.
Hi, Coral. She's a nice day today.
Did you?
Yeah, I missed my Coral time.
Yeah, well. And does Cindy still come when Coral comes as well?
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, she's probably gonna in the summertime switch over and help Kate on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful.
But she'll help every day, any day.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
She's any day she's home. She's calling.
She's welcome to come down here as well.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully get Tom down here.
We're hooking anybody and we're like, yes, please come. Help us.
Yes.
It's. I think you realise that we've just sort of like been treading water over winter. It was actually quite a harsh winter, and we've kind of like been treading water, and now you're like, oh, and now look at all the things that we've got to move. We've got to do this, that, and the other. So we're going to be ramping it up big time.
Yeah.
Hello.
Where'd you leave, Jeff?
He's got the thing on the flatbed. And
Oh, is he waiting for me?
he's not quite ready yet.
Oh,
no.
good.
He's still strapping it down.
Will you have Reese? The goats. The goats
Oh.
still out up there?
The goats are that way. In fact, they're probably in the big stall.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get those later.
Oh,
Yeah,
we'll have to
we'll
pick them
make
up.
this place smell nice.
I'm going to go and do some work.
In the barn.
Yes.
Okay, I'm coming down too. Oh, yes, Carlene's doing just fine. She's getting there. We're just waiting for the dilantin levels to get back to normal. And that takes a bit longer. Her dilantin was double what it should have been,
Oh, wow.
which
What is
causes
dilantin?
it's for her seizures. So it caused a lot of dizziness, and it was really quite discombobulating, really, to be honest with you. But she's going in the right direction, and we'll be home by Tuesday, which is good.
Oh, good.
So
Maybe I need to get my dilantin levels checked.
you'd have to take dilantin in the first place.
All right, you take dilantin.
That's why we don't.
You've been slipping me dilantin without me knowing it.
No, oh no. Do you know what? Nick went to his doctor once, right? And he was doing his physical, and she said, do you take any supplements? And he said, oh, my wife gives me potassium every morning, and she was like, really? Why is she giving you potassium? You know it can build up in your body, and are you sure? And he's like, yep, without fail. She makes me my smoothie, and then she gives me my supplements and potassium every morning. And the doctor said, right, she said, because you know potassium potentially builds up and kills you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I went back to see her a couple of weeks later and said, oh, it wasn't potassium, it's magnesium.
She's not trying to kill you. That's a good thing.
No, I was trying to stop him having restless leg syndrome and getting kicked in the bed at night time.
I do that. I take 2 in the morning and 2 at night.
Yeah, well,
You know, I haven't been taking that for at least 6 months. I probably need to get back to it.
Yeah. So that's it. You can't trust Nick what he tells you. He tells you somebody's giving him.
This poor woman, she looked really worried actually. I think she was about, like, should I call the police? You know?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I know. And he's so insistent. Yeah, it's working great. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh. We do love the name Pam. You knew Pam, didn't you?
What?
Pam, who used to be here, Nanny Pam. She's a lovely lady.
I don't know. How long ago was it?
Oh,
Be about 5 years.
yeah.
Oh, then I probably did. I probably knew.
Oh, she. But
days.
wait, did you come at the beginning of the week? She came later on in the week.
I came Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
I should
Same
be there on
thing.
Friday. Okay,
I don't know.
right. And guess what? It's the weekend. Whoa!
Hey,
What difference?
yeah,
what,
work.
what difference does that make? You almost feel like you've achieved something by the time you get to Friday, and you're like, not sure what I've achieved because it's the same old. But hey,
I love Mondays.
yeah. That's only because you go to the farm.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look, I've got my. I'm so good at this filming thing. I've got it rolling around all over the place,
there you
and my
go.
finger over the camera. Oh dear. Is magnesium good for you? Yeah,
Yes.
it's better for you than potassium anyway.
Especially when you get older.
Yeah.
I take the citrate and the glycinate. I take two. Either the citrate or the glycinate. I forget which is which, but I take 2 in the morning and 2 at night.
Yeah.
For the citrate and the glycinate, and it actually helps me sleep and stop my restless leg.
Yeah.
I have to go home and see which ones, the white ones I take in the day and the purple ones at night.
Yeah. Honestly, that doctor, she kept saying to him, "Are you sure it's potassium?" He's like, "Yeah, every day. How much does she give you?" "I don't know. She just gives me it and I take it." And she's like, "Well, you really should know these things." And he came home and he said, "The doctor was," and she was my doctor as well, which is even worse. And he came home and he said, "She's been really funny about that potassium." I'm like, "What potassium?" He went, "The stuff you give me every morning." I said, "It's not potassium, Nick." I said, "That kills you." I said, "It's magnesium." I said, "No wonder she was upset."
Right.
Silly man. Honestly, could get you shot. Oh. Now, yes, we will have a good weekend. And
Me too.
yes. So have a super weekend, and we will be back on Monday.
This is Jeff.
Just for Jeff. we better go. He's looking confuddled. He's like, "What are you two doing?" Right, we're all ski. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Potassium can slow down your heart. That's right. And
This is Jeff.
right, have a super weekend. Bye.
Bye.